This tutorial is going to take you through how to add beep sounds or sounds that confirm a user has pressed the screen on your kiosk. So first of all, we're going to use a module called winsound. So we'll say at the very top of our main.py file, import winsound. You'll see it's there. And then I'm going to make an event handler basically in the main file. So I'll say def on click, I'll call it. And because it's object-oriented programming, we need to pass through the instance, so self will be a parameter there. And then we're just going to do winsound.capital-beep, and then we need to choose the frequency and the duration. I'm going to go for 800 Hertz, and then the frequency being 80 milliseconds. And that's all we need to do on the main page. What we need to do now is add this to our other pages. So if we go to the home screen, we scroll down to the event handler section, you'll notice that from where it starts saying def on each one of them. And then what I'm going to do is at the bottom of each of them, I'm going to say self.app, so it's referring to the instance, and then it's referring back to the main file, and then I'll use that on-click method that I called. And then I'm just going to select this line and copy and paste it into the bottom of every single one of my functions or event handlers. I'm then just going to give this a run to test it. And you'll hear that on those buttons where I just added it, it has added sound to it. You'll need to repeat copying and pasting this one line to every function in your other files. The alternative way to do it would be to write a wrapper. Now, a wrapper function would just kind of combine the with sound and the typical command. But again, you would have to manually go through many of the different items again. If you are interested in doing it this way, you can do this. So back in your main file, you can go def with sound, and then we'll pass through self, and then the command does the parameter, and then we will say def wrapped, then we'll do the on click, and then we will also do the command that it wanted to do initially, and then we will return exactly what this bit has done here. Just make sure, sorry, to add self dot because it's referring to one inside of the instance. And then the next thing you can do is add this wrap method to all of your buttons or functions. Now what we do, instead of placing it into our event handlers, we actually directly import it into our buttons. So every line where you see this command equals, we're going to want to wrap that in this function called with sound, and then wrap that function inside there. Just remember to put self again so it refers to the instance. And obviously, because it's also in our main file, not this file, we need it to say self.app.withSound and then wrap everything in that. So if we just give that test, we'll press save, go to main, and run our code. I added that to the zoom in button. And yeah, it's still working, so that's great. To make this a bit quicker, what we can do is use Control and F to bring up our search window. And then what we're going to search for is command equals self dot. Because this will select, as you notice, every single one of our buttons that has a command line in it. We want to wrap everything, so we're going to rewrite this to say command equals self.app.withSound, then the open brackets, and then self dot. If I now replace every single one after this one, you'll see there that it's done that successfully, and we just need to go through and close all the brackets to make sure that all of these functions now work. And now that I've gone back through and just closed all these brackets, I can go back to my main file and run this. And now you can see that for the home page, no matter what button I click, we get the beep sound. You can now repeat this on all of your other pages to get sound fully working.